Hello everyone, welcome back to another video with On Point Politics, and today I want to talk about the 2024 election without third-party candidates. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and make sure to follow the Twitter and join the Discord in the description down below. And so pretty much as of right now, guys, Donald Trump would be leading by 1.1% in the two-way race aggregate between Trump and Biden. He'd be ahead by 5.6 points of his 2020, performance against Biden, a minus 4.5 national environment, which would be Biden being ahead by 4.5 points. Biden's down 16 points nationally. Donald Trump is ahead by 3.2% in favorability, which is 7.7 points away from the 2020 presidential election. And so that puts Donald Trump at a spot where he is currently still ahead in the electoral college by a very, very decent amount. If we fill out these safe Republican states, you're going to see the state of Utah, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, the Dakotas, Nebraska. Nebraska's third, the first district and at-large vote, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri, Indiana, West Virginia, as well as Alaska. That would still be in the safe column, 17 and a half points for him. You would see that Florida would be in the safe column. Iowa would be in the safe Republican column at an 18-point win. Ohio would be in that column at 19 points. If we look at Texas, Donald Trump's ahead by 16 still. And so that puts Donald Trump, plus South Carolina, plus Maine's, second congressional district. He is with 219 safe electoral votes still. Biden, on the meanwhile, only has California, he has Hawaii, Maryland, DC, Massachusetts, and Vermont, as well as the first district in Maine. Those are the only safe electoral votes he has, putting him at 86 electoral college votes as of right now. The likely Democratic states would be Oregon, Washington, Colorado, Illinois. I believe New York would be in that column. Yes, it would be a 13.4 percentage point victory for Biden. Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, and Rhode Island would all be in the likely Democratic column. You'd see Connecticut at a 14-point victory for Biden, Delaware at 12 points. You would see Illinois at a 7-point win, Colorado at an 8-point win. Maryland, Massachusetts would be 27 and 29 points respectively. New Jersey a 6.7 win, and you would see Rhode Island be at a 13.5 percentage point victory as of right now. And so that does put those states in the likely Democratic column. So it is still fairly similar to my last projection. Donald Trump in this scenario would still be winning the popular vote by around 5 points. The model doesn't really change way too much. Instead of losing by 5.5, he'd be losing by around 5. So nothing necessarily really changes that much in this scenario. North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada are big, huge victories for the former president. He is currently winning Nevada by 9.8%. He's winning Arizona by 7.3 percentage points, winning Georgia by 7.2, and is winning North Carolina by around 11 percentage points, 11.3 percentage points to be exact. And so that does put him, at 268 electoral college votes. And if we look at the Rust Belt, Donald Trump's ahead by 9.1. In Pennsylvania, he's ahead by 8.4. In Michigan, he's ahead by 6.6. Now, realistically, if these states trended to the right or were stagnant with the nation, Wisconsin would be around a 10-point victory right now. It would be similar to that. Michigan, as of right now, should be like R plus 8. Pennsylvania, as of right now, should be like R plus 7, theoretically. But that's not where we're currently sitting right now, or R plus 8 at least. It's actually sitting right about there. It's actually at 8, but Michigan as a whole is still trending to the left. Georgia is, Arizona is. I mean, if Georgia was voting with the nation, it would basically be almost a 10-point victory, but it is not. It is still, a 7-point win. You're only seeing that it's only voting 2.4% to the right of the nation. So the state is technically still trending to the left compared to the 2020 cycle. And Donald Trump still wins the quote unquote swing states very easily in this national environment. If we look at Virginia, we see that Biden is ahead there by 2 percentage points, which would actually match up with current polling data as of right now. If we would see that, New Hampshire, Biden is actually ahead there by a point. The state has trended massively to the left, from 2016 to 2020, and I think it would continue to trend even further to the left. And so, even with Trump winning the popular vote by 5, Biden still wins it by 1, which is showing that it is voting significantly to the left. It's voting 6 points to the left of the nation. In 2016, in 2020, actually, it only voted, around 3 points to the left of the nation. And in 2016, it voted like 2 points to the right of the nation. So it is very, very, very left trending. I'd expect it to probably vote 9 points, 8 points to the left of the nation by the time we get to 2028, which that puts the state well out of Republican hands for the foreseeable future. I think Donald Trump could have a shot at winning it this year, but I think it would be very hard for him to flip it. Maine at large is a 1 point victory for Biden. The thing is that Biden is not losing as much white support as he is, with young Hispanic and African American voters. And this is what is reflecting. There's a lot of white voters in Maine, a lot of New Hampshire. There's a lot of libertarian voters up there. And so I think that Biden holding on to Maine at large and New Hampshire in this national environment does actually make quite a bit sense. In Nebraska's second, Donald Trump still wins it by around a point. However, I do expect him to win it by more in this scenario. And for the final, tilt states in this scenario, Minnesota is projected to be a very narrow victory. Biden only wins it by 0.2%, which is funny because this would actually match up with polling data. If we go over here and actually look at the state of Minnesota, Donald Trump is currently ahead there, or excuse me, Biden's ahead there by 2.4%. If we look at 2020, Biden was ahead in the aggregate by 9.2. Donald Trump ended up losing it by 7.1. That's around a 2.1 percentage point miss in favor of Biden. And if you were to apply that same polling error here, Biden would actually be ahead by 0.3%, which is 0.1 percentage points off from the margin that I have right now. So that does put the state in the tilt Democratic column. You see it votes to the left of the nation by around 5 points. The last cycle it only voted to the left of the nation by around 3. So it does continue to trend to the left from 2020. And New Mexico is interesting because theoretically from 2020 till now, the national popular vote, if you were to look at this, it would be shifting, 4.5 plus, 5 points. That's around a 9.5 shift to the right nationwide. And Donald Trump lost the state by 10.8. And as of right now, it should be around like a tilt margin, higher tilt margin for Biden, but it is closer because it's technically trending ever so slightly to the right in this year because of the huge Hispanic shift. And so Biden is currently winning it in this scenario by a tilt margin as of right now. And it's voting significantly to the left of a state like Colorado. Colorado in this scenario is literally voting like 13 points to the left of the nation. Last cycle it only voted like 7 points to the left of the nation. So Colorado is going to basically be trending off a cliff. I think it's going to be impossible for Biden to be able to lose Colorado. I don't think he's going to lose Illinois, not even New Jersey. I think that New Mexico, Minnesota, Maine at large, Virginia, Nebraska second, those are the states that are really at play as of right now. But Donald Trump in the major swing states still wins fairly easily. But he does get the 313 to 225 victory, which is what a lot of people have actually been predicting. But it does show that if you do the basically two-way aggregate, my model does actually predict a 313 electoral college victory. And let's say Biden started leading the aggregate by around like 2 points. Like let's say that theoretically started happening. Donald Trump, would only win Georgia by 5, Arizona by 5, Nevada would be like a, let's look for Nevada, 7.5. North Carolina would be like a 9 point win. Pennsylvania 6, Wisconsin 7, Virginia would be like a 4 point victory. New Mexico lean margin, New Hampshire lean, Minnesota lean, Maine at large lean. So, and you would see the national environment be like R plus 3 more than likely. That's what you'd be looking at there. So That is very, very interesting as of right now. And so that is basically it for this video, guys. That basically sums it up. Donald Trump would be winning the presidential election, with 313 electoral college votes to Joe Biden's 225 electoral college votes as of right now. And so if you guys did enjoy the video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, make sure to go ahead and follow the Twitter and join the Discord server in the description down below. And I will see you guys very, very soon.